Hello and welcome to week 17 of our Turtle Wax Flex Wax versus our Bowdens Own Bead Machine trial, just to see which spray wax will come out on top. So this is the panel. As we can see, it's got a little bit of dust on there. It has been raining the majority of the week this week, so it's picked up quite a bit of dust from the wind and the dirty rain. So as always, we are just going to simulate our weekly car wash. So just wetting the panel at the moment, and then we're going to go over it with car wash and with a sponge. And then we're going to test to see how hydrophobic the panel is. I will say that this is really starting to heat up. This is probably the biggest difference between the two so far in this test. So week 7, it's taken 17 weeks for it to come like this. This video is quite interesting, probably the most interesting out of the series, to see if we have an out and out winner or an out and out leader in this series. So just gonna take the car wash off the panel. Now the left-hand side is obviously the Turtle Wax Flex Wax, and the right-hand side is the Bowdens Own Bead Machine. So just taking off all the soap there. Now we're going to test the hydrophobic properties. So this is the Bowdens Own Bead Machine. So just having a look, it is a hell of a lot easier to flood that panel now than what it was before. So it's still sheeting off quite well. So it is definitely sheeting off. However, it's a lot easier to flood. I remember the earlier weeks, as soon as the water would hit the panel, the water would just go. So as you can see, it's still sheeting. So it's not completely gone. However, it probably does need a top up as of now. So if we look over to the Turtle Wax Flex Wax, so that's sheeting off well. So it's still, again, easier to flood the panel. However, not as easy as the Bowdens Own Bead Machine was. So there's some, look, that spot there I zoomed in on is actually really hydrophobic. So there are still some spots that are really, really hydrophobic still. Obviously, majority of it, it's still holding on quite well. I would say that that's probably leading as of week 17. So if we look at the comparison here, I apologise if there was a lot of background noise before. We got the Grand Prix here this year, and we just had the fighter jets flying over my house. All right, so looking at the comparison, it looks like the Turtle Wax Flex Wax is holding on just a little bit better than the Bowdens Own Bead Machine. So for the first time in this series, going into the deeper weeks of this test, we probably have our out and out leader at the moment, and it's the Turtle Wax Flex Wax, which I'm really, really happy about, because as we said in the earlier weeks, that was the more expensive per milliliter than the Bowdens Own Bead Machine. So that's holding on quite well. I would almost say that the Bowdens Own Bead Machine is ready for a top up. If I saw that, I would be topping it up. So, and that was on my car. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.